Hello, welcome to this 30-minute yoga practice just to help with back pain and just to ease the spine. So we'll start in a child's pose today, so you can keep the knees parallel and sink the hips down towards the heels, reaching the arms away from you and just closing down the eyes. Taking a moment just to connect with your breath and just to come into this present moment. Just noticing how your body feels, how the back body feels, if the muscles feel stiff, if you feel mobile, is there any tension? When you're ready, we'll just walk the right fingertips, then the left over towards the right side and gently lowering the forehead back down. You can think of dropping the left shoulder down just to help increase this stretch and keep the spine even. Feeling length all down that left side body. And then walking the fingertips round to the other side. Lowering the forehead down, lowering the right shoulder down. Breathing into the space that you're creating down the right side. And then bringing the hands back to center. We'll thread the left arm underneath the right, dropping the left side of the face down. And gently passing through center, switching sides, turning right palm to face up, threading it underneath the left arm. Think of dropping the left shoulder down still here. And coming back to center, passing through a child's pose just for the last few moments here. And taking the gaze up towards the hands, we'll shift the weight forwards, coming to find a tabletop position. So just checking that your shoulders are stacking over your wrists, hips over the knees. We'll find a few rounds of cats and cows, so just dropping the belly and lifting the gaze, and rounding through the spine with the exhale as you tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, finding your cow pose, and exhale, rounding through the spine. And taking a couple of rounds in your own time, just feeling the spine moving, creating space in each vertebrae. We'll tuck the toes and really engage the core to protect the back before you lift the hips high for downward facing dog. You can walk out the dog here, bending one knee then the other, really keeping a generous bend in the knees as you just ease into this first down dog. So think of lifting the hips high, creating a length in the spine, more than just straightening the legs. When you're ready, we'll come up high on the toes with the inhale to roll forwards through the spine over the wrist to plank. And exhale, lifting the hips high. Inhale, rolling through the spine forwards into plank, engaging the core before lifting the hips back for downward facing dog. Inhale, finding plank. Exhale, lifting down dog. Inhale, rolling forwards to plank. And lowering the knees down, bending the elbows in towards you to lower the chest and the chin. And just placing the hands to either side of the chest. We'll inhale to draw shoulder blades together, finding baby cobra, just lifting the shoulders away. Exhale, release all the way back down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, engaging the back body, baby cobra, and even hovering the hands away from the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting the hands as an option. And release. Keep going like this, or option to interlace the fingers behind the lower back and pull the arms down the body to lift the chest high. And releasing back down. Last time, taking whichever option. Inhale, lifting the chest, drawing shoulder blades together. And exhale, release. Planting the hands into the mat, we'll press the hips back to find tabletop, tucking the toes and lifting the hips high for downward facing dog. When you're ready, we'll take a soft bend in the knees and walking the hands towards the feet at the back of the mat and just completely hanging over the legs. You can take hold of opposite elbow for ragdoll. Just feel the deepening and the stretch of the upper back as you grab hold of the elbows here. And bending the right knee, placing right fingertips down to the mat, we'll lift left arm up high. You might feel a release in the lower back here. Taking the gaze up is only an option. And releasing, coming back to the other side, taking the gaze up or keeping it down if your neck feels stiff today. Gently rolling up through the spine, we'll come all the way up to standing, bringing the head up last. And tucking the chin towards the chest, rolling all the way back down through the spine. Noticing how the spine feels all the way down. Soft bend in the knees, rolling up slowly, bringing the head up last. And tucking the chin to the chest, rolling all the way back down. We'll place the hands onto the shins, finding length in the spine for halfway lift. And an exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, finding length in the spine all the way to the crown of the head. And an exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And gently rolling up through the spine, coming all the way up to standing. And we'll just make our way to the top of the mat. And we'll just step behind with the left toes, taking a hold of the left wrist into the right hand and gently pulling the arm over, finding a side stretch all down the left side body. Releasing the foot back to center, keeping the arms up high, we'll cactus the arms, so just bending at the elbows, lifting chest and gaze high. Before reaching back up, taking the right wrist into left hand, stepping back behind with the right toes, and gently pulling the wrist over. Breathing into the side body here. And releasing back to center. Cactusing the arms. Reaching the arms away and swan diving over the legs to forward fold. You can give the head a little shake if you just need to ease the tension in the neck. We'll take a soft bend in the knees and step back to plank, lowering the knees down and dropping chest and chin. We'll inhale for cobra and an exhale, tucking toes, pressing the weight back for downward facing dog. We'll draw left knee in towards the chest, planting the foot between the hands, setting up in this high lunge position. Before we rotate the back foot, planting it at 45 degrees and windmilling the arms open for warrior two. See if you can stack the left knee over left ankle, feeling length all through the arms as you reach them away. And flipping the front palm, we'll tip the body backwards for reverse warrior. Just going so there's a small back bend if you've got any back pain today, or you can deepen the back bend to wherever feels comfortable for you. Maintaining the bend in that front knee and opening the arms out, warrior two. And we'll straighten that front leg, reaching forwards and diving down for Trikonasana, our triangle pose. And today we're going to take that top hand around the lower back, so the back of the palm can rest on the lower back, or even wrap all the way around the thigh for a bind. And keeping the legs exactly where they are, we'll release the bind, taking the gaze towards the left foot and stepping in with the right foot, turning the toes in more for pyramid. You can completely fold over that front leg, or option to keep length in the spine today and even bringing hands to prayer. Taking whichever variation of pyramid feels good in your body. And taking a soft bend into the front knee, we'll step the feet together at the top of the mat, sitting back into our chair pose. So sweeping the arms high, keeping shoulders away from the ears, tucking the pelvis under, engaging the core and sinking the hips down. Can you see your toes beyond the knees? And we'll gently fold over the legs. Stepping back to plank or downward facing dog, so you can take an optional vinyasa here. Moving through chaturanga, finding cobra and up dog, and just meeting in downward facing dog. And gently lowering the knees to either side of the mat, we'll sink the hips down for a wide leg child's pose. Finding a moment of rest in the middle of this practice. See if you can feel length all down the spine. And gently shifting the weight forwards for your tabletop. Tucking the toes, engaging the core before pressing the weight back to downward facing dog. We'll draw right knee in towards the chest, planting the foot down for high lunge, rotating the back toes and windmilling the arms, left arm then right, opening out for warrior two. Flipping the front palm, we'll tip the body backwards for that reverse or peaceful warrior. Maintaining that bend in the front leg. And coming all the way back for your warrior two. Taking a big inhale. And exhale to straighten the front leg, reaching forwards and diving down, Trikonasana. Taking the back of the left palm onto the lower back or wrapping it around the right thigh. Finding this bind here. And keeping the legs exactly where they are, unraveling the left arm and stepping back in with the left leg to come into pyramid. Taking whichever variation you took on the other side, so either folding over the leg or finding length in the spine. Drawing the right hip back, left hip forwards if you can to square the hips. And taking a soft bend into that right knee. And stepping forwards with the left foot so the both feet are meeting at the top of the mat. Sitting down into our chair pose, sweeping the arms high. Finding that tuck of the pelvis under, the engaging in the core, and option to take the gaze towards the hands if you'd like. And releasing down, forward fold. And stepping back to a down dog, or you can step back to plank for an optional vinyasa. And gently lowering the knees to the mat. Crossing at the ankles, we'll make our way to sitting. Find your way to sitting with the legs crossed, the right leg in front. And walking the hands out in front of you, coming to fold over. You may want to drop down to the elbows if that's where you feel comfortable today. And we'll take left hand onto right knee, walking right fingertips behind for easy twist, taking the gaze behind you. And then coming back to center, we'll step that right leg over left, hugging in the right knee with the left arm. Option to take the elbow on the outside of the knee for an increase in the twist. We'll take the gaze behind again, right fingertips down. Finding length as you inhale in the spine and rotation as you exhale. And releasing all the way back to center, we'll take the right leg out in front, left sole of the foot to the inner thigh. And reaching the arms all the way up with the inhale and folding over that right leg as you exhale. Take the right hand onto left knee, reaching over the side with the left arm towards the toes. Finding a twist here as you also find length in that left side body. And gently releasing back to center, taking the soles of the feet together for our butterfly pose. You can just sit here, or option to also fold over, dropping the forehead down towards the feet. And releasing back to center, we'll come to the other side. So just crossing the left leg in front this time and begin to walk the fingertips out in front of you, dropping the elbows down as an option. Coming back to center. We'll take right hand onto left knee, walking the left fingertips behind you for easy twist. And coming back to center, taking that left leg, standing it over the right. And taking the right arm around left knee, hugging it in towards you. Or option to take the elbow on the outside of the knee and walk left fingertips behind. And gently releasing back to center, releasing the legs. We'll take the left leg out long, right sole of the foot to the inner thigh, reaching up with the inhale and folding over the leg with the exhale. You can keep the hands on the shin or either side of the leg onto the mat, or wrapping the fingers around the toes. We'll inhale, coming up all the way to sitting, and we'll take the left hand onto right knee, reaching over with the right hand, aiming towards those toes and just feeling length down one side as you cross at the front. And releasing back to center. Bringing the feet out in front of you, we'll take the hands behind the knees and just engaging the core, sitting back into our boat pose, lifting the legs high. You can keep the toes pointing or flexing, it's totally up to you. When you're ready, we'll drop one toe down to the mat, then the other. Drop, lift. Keep tapping the toes down, engaging the core. By working our core, we help to protect our backs. Finding a moment to pause one more time in our boat pose, maybe even straightening the legs. And gently releasing back down, taking a hold of the backs of the knees to lower the body all the way down to lying. And bringing the soles of the feet in towards you. We'll hug in the knees, taking the hands on top of the knees and gently rolling on the lower back. So just think of circling the knees away from you and bringing them in towards you in one big circle. And circling around in the other direction when you're ready. So really massaging the lower back into the mat, helping to relieve any tension. And releasing the right leg out long, we'll guide the left knee over with the right hand for supine twist, taking left arm at shoulder height away from you. Gaze can be over towards that left hand. Gently releasing back to center, switching sides, so lengthening out the left leg, taking a hold of the right knee into the left hand to guide the knee over for supine twist. And guiding the right knee back in, releasing both legs out long, palms facing up, arms down beside you. Closing down the eyes for shavasana. Finding rest for the mind and the body. I'm going to leave you in shavasana today, so just taking as much time as you need. The light in me honours the light in each of you. Namaste.